What's up, everybody? Welcome back to J Project channel here. Today's project, we're going to be working on getting my pavers laid down for my walkway. So like all my other projects, these pavers have been here for 4 years, long overdue to finally get this done. All my projects seem to be on the back burner for about 3 to 5 years now. So I figured get myself finally motivated. I'd start a YouTube channel, maybe entertain a few people. Issue that I might run in with, well, there's actually probably a few issues that I'm going to run into. One being, these pavers are all different sizes. One's pretty long, and we've got a square one, and a little skinny one, I guess. I don't know, but I'll have to figure out a pattern that'll look good, because I want it to look good. Now, I'm not going to hack it like my shed door, but that's just the shed door. I wasn't really too concerned about how that looked or turned out, because it serves its purpose. Anyways, there is modified down right now, so I'm gonna have to get all that dug out, and I'm gonna go ahead and get started on that. Oh no. Uh-oh. I'm gonna have to fix that now. Guess I gotta be a little more careful. Oh man, I am so out of shape for this kind of work. Jeez, I did it again. You want to help me dig? Well, I'm about a third of the way done here. I knew this was going to be hard digging out, and it is packed so tight. But got to get it out of here. I knew this tree was here, but I thought it was down farther than that. So this is going to be an issue when I go lay the pavers down. So I'll try chipping away at it with the axe as much as I can. And it'll just have to be what it is. I don't have the proper tools to get it out of here, and I really don't want to pay anybody to come tear it out. Maybe I'll dig it out, I don't know, depending on how hard it's going to be. Because as you can tell, I am out of breath, and this is a lot of work. Definitely a lot thinner here than I thought it was going to be. For some reason, I thought the Modify was about 4 inches thick all the way down, but it's pretty thin right through here, so my memory doesn't serve me correct. Just about done getting the Modified out anyways, so I'll keep cracking at that. Well, I made it to the end. I got all that modified, loosened up, and that was as rough as I thought it was going to be. That was some work my body is not used to doing. Whew. But just remember, folks, it's important to stay well hydrated. Excuse me, I had a little dribble. Well hydrated when you're doing this strenuous, tough work. So I have a stump that I have to deal with, but I'll cross that bridge when I get there. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a little breather and then start shoveling this out. Whew, man. I got my first little load. It was a load modified just for that little area. It was about 4 inches thick right here, like I thought it was the whole way, but it definitely isn't. So I got a spot in my trail down over in here that's pretty swampy that I'm going to take all this and dump it in there. One load out of here, another 5,000 more to go, and I know I only came this far, but I'm contemplating letting this go for another 4 years. Man, I did not expect, well, I guess I can't say not. I knew this was going to be rough, but even when I get this modified out of here, I'm still going to have to dig down in this clay, and I know that ain't going to be easy as well. I definitely have my work cut out on this project. What's up, Sunno? You gonna come help me dig? Yeah. Why not? Alright. Alright, I'm gonna carry on. Alright, I'll call that load 2. Moving right along here, just about finished. Don't have too much more to go. Just a little bit here. Hi, Marsh. Took about 6 loads out already. Probably have 2, 3 more to go. I'll come back through and I'll rake all this out, get it all cleaned up, and then start digging the clay, which I will not show any of that. But I'll show you when it comes time to laying down the drainage stone. And when it comes to getting the stump out here, because it's right in here somewhere. You can see a root for it right there. So I'm not looking forward to pulling that out. But like I said earlier, I'll cross that bridge when I get there. Alright, I'm going to keep on digging. Alright, I got all that modified dug out of here. And that's where I'm going to stop today. And I'll pick up digging this clay out tomorrow. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Okay, this is several days later now. I went ahead and borrowed my friend's tiller to get this clay loosened up and dug out of here. Made it down to where the stump is, and there's actually two stumps. There's a stump here and the stump below that. I didn't know about this stump, so that's a little bit of a shock to me. I think what I'm going to do is just chip away what I can at these two stumps and put the pavers directly on top of them. I think it'll be fine. It's not the right thing to do, but I don't want to get digging these stumps and open a can of worms, and it's already been, several days since I've been on this. I had some issues with my garden tractor and my little trailer, and I went and I got a truck. So I'm so glad that I did, though. And I needed it to haul the stone, and I will need it in the future for all my other projects that I'm doing. So what a great purchase that is. Oh, hi there, little froggy. I get my string line set up here just to where the stumps are. Because from the stumps to the end of the pathway, it's going to be flat level with that. But there's going to be a slight incline down to the steps, so I'm not too worried about. I'm going to go ahead and grab the string line. I don't have any pins, but what I do have are horseshoe pegs. So I'm going to go ahead and grab them. Alright, string line's all set up here. I went off the height of this paver here for where it's going to be on top of the stumps, down to the height of this half concrete block here. And that should be my height and my width. I'll use that as a guideline to get out to right here, and then I'll have to get into digging some of these stumps down. But I'm going to start doing this side here, getting my stone laid in and my pavers down, so I can get an idea how this is going to look when it's all finished. Alright, let's get the stone in. Alright, first section is done with the 3/4 inch stone, compacted down. As I was shoveling out of my little wagon, I was thinking to myself, man, I probably should have just left the 3/4 inch stone, or not the 3/4 inch stone, I probably should have just left it modified down there. I mean, I don't know if it would have been fine that way, but anyways, this is the way that I decided to do it. So I'm going to get some of these pavers laid down before I lay the stone dust in, just to get an idea of the pattern that I'm going to use. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on that. 45 minutes of messing around with these. I finally figured out the pattern that I'm going with. How to put these, well, I don't have to, but I figured it would be easier. I put these two large ones here because the septic is right below them. So when I need to have it pumped out, I can just lift them up instead of pulling up all these little ones. I'm not too happy about the two little blocks together there. I'm just going to be walking on it. I'll know they're there. You guys will know they're there. And I don't think anybody's going to be looking down at the work when they're coming into my house. Or maybe they will. But anyways, this is the pattern I'm going with. Just got back from the quarry. Went down to get the stone dust, but they didn't have it. That's pretty cool. So they got what they call concrete dust, which kind of just looks like sand, honestly. But they said it would work, and it did say it's for underlinements. Oh, okay, so I'm about 2 inches thick with the sand. So I'm going to start this section here. I'm just going to do little sections at a time and work my way out. Be a little bit hard doing since these are all different sizes, but I'll try to get it as close as I can for level and accuracy wise. Just gotta come down on this corner just a little bit. Beautiful. A few bricks in, I think I'm getting the hang of it. Like I said, I'm just going little by little, setting the sand up about a 1/4 inch higher than the brick so I can seed it into the sand. So, going pretty good, I think. Pattern looking nice. It's level. Not a fan of the way that side looks. There we go. day here, I made it about 15-20 feet, and I seriously underestimated how much 3/4 inch stone that I need. I got about 1.5 tons of it here, and I'm probably going to need another ton, maybe another 1.5 tons for the rest of it. So I'm going to have to run back down to the quarry. Unfortunately, the quarry is closed. It did take me a good portion of the day to get this far, but I was not rushing it. I was taking my time. I wanted it to make it look good. I wanted it to be right. Well, right enough to my knowledge. I'm sure there's probably guys out there that, you know, have way better ways of doing it than this. I should have enough of the concrete dust, aka sand, because it feels and it looks like sand. But anyways, I should have enough of that. If not, then I'll have to run down there and get that as well. So for the rest of the day, I'm just going to fill in the edge of this here with some of the fill that I have. And I will see you guys when I am done. Pavers are all down. They are looking very, very good. Very pleased with the way they have turned out. Not too shabby for my first time laying pavers. I ended up going to the Home Depot. For one, I had to pick up these two larger pavers there. And while I was there, I did run out of that concrete dust, so I ended up just getting a couple extra bags of the paver sand here, which that was actually easier to work with than the concrete dust. But anyways, I also got 2 bags of the polymetric sand for the joint, and those bags were $25 a piece, which is kind of ridiculous to me. I had to change my design from those larger pavers out. I ran out of those smaller square pavers, so it's just the larger rectangular ones from there on out. And I'm okay with that. It still looks pretty good. And I ended up putting these 2 larger pavers over the top of that tree stump that was there. Will I have issues? Only time will tell. So I got to get this edge filled in here, and I do have the plastic edging. And like I said, I got the sand, so I'm going to get the plastic edging down, get this polymetric sand swept in. Sand is all swept in the joints. Edging is on. I still have a little piece of edging to put right here on the front. And I do have something to put here. But I cannot be happier with the way this turned out. It absolutely looks beautiful. I did have just enough of the pavers to get to the edge, which I'm very happy with. I was a little bit nervous that I wouldn't have any. And that's all I have left right there. Just one little block and all those little guys. So yeah, it was literally right on the edge. I am going to go ahead and end this video right here. Next video, I will finish up along the edge here, and I'm going to do around my grill. So you'll have to watch the next video to see what I plan on doing there. I'm not going to give you any hints. You'll have to just watch the next video. So in the meantime, everybody just keep on keeping on. I'd like to thank everybody for hanging out with me on this project, and I will see everybody on the next project.